I know. Good evening, folks. How's it going? Welcome to the Whiskey Six.
Hello, hello.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Marianne.
From Bourbon School. Welcome. We're so glad you guys decided to join us tonight for episode 14.
My episode 2.
Marianne's episode 2. Our episode 14, and our first time that we've done a second episode in a month.
Yes.
So it's a lot of math, and I'm not a math teacher, but
he's really not.
That's all. Those are all real numbers.
Yeah, that's all facts.
Yes.
Maths are absolutes.
Numbers are absolutes.
I wanted to say maths.
Maths?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Because I have the British Siri guy.
And well, never mind. I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay.
All right. We've got a really fun show for you guys tonight. We've got a fun guest. We've got a special
sub.
Super sub.
Yep.
And the first two-time guest on the Whiskey Six.
Yes. So we're missing Myron and Bobby tonight.
Yes.
So we'll bring in our official. This person is going to be coming in as a member of the Whiskey Six tonight, but he was a guest a couple months back.
Absolutely.
So, but we'll bring in him second to last.
So yeah, Myron can't make it tonight. He's rough work week. Yep. Early day tomorrow.
And Bobby's under the weather.
So it's that time of year. I mean, we're just getting better.
We've been sick for a week and a half here.
We actually called Lauren to also join us, and she's sick thanks to probably us. We filmed on Monday, and Lauren is when we were kind of recovering from being sick.
Yep.
And now Lauren is sick. So you're welcome, Lauren. I'm
sorry. Lauren. Sorry, not sorry. We had fun filming.
Yeah, we did have fun filming for sure.
Okay.
What?
Let's bring somebody in.
Hold on, something just popped up on my screen. Okay, there we
Okay.
go. All right, so let's bring in our members here. Let's start with the cowboy, Sean from Whiskey Wars.
What's
and
up,
Nashville
Sean?
Metal. What is up, sir?
And I'm kind of teasing who our special guest is tonight.
Oh,
They
look at you!
picked
Look at
from
you!
a certain other channel. So cheers to our special guest that she'll be announced here briefly.
Absolutely.
My class. And cheers, everybody. Welcome to the show. Appreciate y'all.
Cheers, Sean.
Cheers.
Next.
All right. Next up, we have from Minnesota.
The redheaded stallion.
Whoa. Wow.
I love that. We're gonna get some applause on that.
You're welcome.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome.
The redheaded stallion. I love it. I'm gonna change my name at the bottom of the screen. I'm going redheaded stallion from here on out.
That'll be official from now on, Ben.
I'm just following the rules. I was brought here to be sassy.
Yeah. I love it. Hello, everybody. It's good to see everybody.
Pretty soon you're going to be like Apollo Creed. You're going to have all these intros before we actually get to who you are.
I might have to come up with some music to put on the soundboard here, and yeah.
Little Living in America.
You may have just started a whole new thing.
I like it.
So cheers, everybody.
We're eventually.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going to eventually get to a point where we all just have wrestling intros and entrances.
No.
I like it. Pyrotechnics.
I'm curious.
I'm starting out with a beer. I did wings again tonight. So I'm trying to just get the spicy off the palate before I dip into a little whiskey here. So I'm starting out with some hydration.
Okay.
Right before we bring in both of our special guests, did we already say who the fill-in was?
No.
We did? So, okay. Well, CJP Bourbon somehow has guessed.
Isn't that wild?
A premonition.
What
does it say?
Cheers. Technical difficulties never happen when Todd is on the show.
Wow.
Well,
what is this?
We haven't had technical difficulties yet, so that's good. But I can't really say we have Todd on the show. Let's get to so we're down two. We brought a
new panel member.
All right.
And
so tonight's honorary Whiskey Six member is going to be from 21090.
What's up, Todd?
Todd, what is happening?
We go from the red-headed stallion to the bald-headed stallion. I think that's a perfect segue.
Sorry.
Let's rock and roll. Thank you for having me. Yes, my reputation precedes itself, Corey. Technical difficulties are a bane of ours, so I don't know. We haven't had any yet, have we? Yeah. So Thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
cheers for subbing at the 11th hour. That's really cool. Thank you.
Hey,
Bourbon Hall in the house. What's up, Wade? Wade was a great guest last 2 weeks
What's up, Corey?
Yes.
Yeah. How's it going, brother? Good to see you. Anthony, good to see you, sir. Thank you for checking in.
Don't breathe whiskey. Fun fact.
You're right there, Sean.
Yep, doing good.
Bourbon Note saying hello. How's it going, Bourbon Note?
It's going great.
Yeah, and cheers,
right.
cheers, Bourbon Note.
So we're going to.
Cheers,
we're
Sean.
kind of like in Canada. They have like a certain percentage of their content has to be Canadian content.
Okay.
They have to meet a certain requirement. So tonight,
Oh, because of Minnesota.
close enough to the Great White North, we've got the Minnesota content rule in effect.
So I should talk like this all night. Oh yeah.
No, you should not.
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
It's like, yeah, we love that. That's the best.
I bet you've never heard that before.
Never at all.
The sexiest accent of all time by far.
Yes.
So let's make this a 50% Minnesota show.
Okay.
There you go.
And bring
Yeah.
in
How do we do that?
from the channel Rare Barrel, Steve and Denice. Guys, what is up?
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
What's that?
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much for joining us. We all love your channel, and we're so happy you guys joined us tonight. Before we get into any topics, can you guys just introduce yourself to our viewers? Tell us a little bit about you guys, your channel, a little bit about your history.
So Lilia.
For sure. I'm Steve. This is Denise. She's the one who actually started this bad boy. She got me into the whiskey rabbit hole, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
And I had never really gotten into whiskey, and in 2 years we ended up with this behind us. So
You guys have hit it hard.
He has a
in 2 years.
problem.
I got a problem.
Jeez.
He has a collection problem. No,
I think it's a
How do you
passion, not a
think?
problem.
a
Yeah,
passion.
I like
yeah,
it.
that's a good way to put
I
it.
love the way your perspective works there. Definitely a passion. Definitely a passion. It's been fun. Been a great journey. We finally made it down to Kentucky for the first time, so that was a blast.
Yeah.
It's just been an awesome journey getting to know the whiskey community.
Mhm.
It's unlike anything I've ever met or seen, and it's been awesome. Awesome ride for sure.
Right on.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I mean, we kind of started with like hunting is sort of where we took off with it. I mean, I've always loved whiskey and bourbon, and but not to this extent. Like I had no idea what I was a major amateur. But
She
yeah,
was the girl at the parties that would go for the Jack 7 because all the other girls were drinking all the vodka and everything else. So she knew she would be saved by just going for the Jack.
Right.
yeah. I always bring my bottle of Jack, and then I just knew no one was going to take it from me. So
Nice.
There we go.
Right on. So you, Denise, you were like the whiskey drinker first.
yeah, yep, yeah. Steve, honestly, he was never a big drinker. Of anything. He doesn't really love beer. I mean, every once in a while, but once he tasted some good whiskey and he learned like the history behind it, and he really just dug deep, and he loves rare finds of anything. So like across the board, if anything is really special, unique, kind of custom, hard to find.
If you come out with a limited edition car, I'm gonna want it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pray for me.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen.
Quick question to both of you. So what was the whiskey that like made you want to start collecting? Like what was the one that like, wow, this is way more interesting than I thought it could be?
It was Joseph A. Magnus cigar blend.
That'd do it. Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Yep.
It's a good one.
I did it.
Shout out to Nancy. Yeah.
We were searching, and we just it also just became something that we love to do together, you know. So but yeah, we started looking one day for it because he was like, oh, this looks really cool, like it's super hard to find, but let's go try to find it. And so we started hunting for it. We didn't even know we were hunting at the time. And we went all over Minnesota, and we did a whole weekend, and everyone kept telling us, you're never gonna find it, you're never gonna find it, which made us want to find it even more.
I'm like that too.
You know, and then at the very end of the weekend, the last stop right by our house, which we never tried, we walked in and we found one.
Of course.
Awesome.
We
Awesome.
overpaid,
Right on.
but we were newbies, so we didn't really care.
Most people.
That was the MGM, right?
Yep.
In the
Okay.
business, we call that being a dog with a bone.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and again, as CJP Bourbon pointed out, you guys have been very successful hunters for the only 2 years you guys have been.
Yeah.
Right on. That's
Yeah.
quite a spread you got behind you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I can attest from having Steve and Denice on my channel, he did demonstrate that is not a green screen. That is actually a real background. He reached back and pulled the bottle off the shelf. So I can verify that that is real.
Oh, she's
You are completely.
Yep, there we go.
Their story, how they, when they ask, how did you get started in whiskey? It's nowhere near as glamorous. I think mine was Larceny Small Batch. You've got Joseph Agnes, much better bottle than mine. But
right.
I wish I had that same story. That's great.
Yeah,
can I interject as well? I'm very particular. Like I like to have things centered and symmetrical. Okay. And so when you put Steve and Denice full screen, I actually have my monitor measured out and I marked the absolute middle of the monitor so I know when I'm framing my shot where the perfect center is.
And
your framing lines up. Thank you. God. Your framing lines up absolutely perfect. The seam between the Russells and the other one is literally exactly center.
Let's go.
It's perfect.
He's the same way.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah, he likes everything very symmetrical.
Me too.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And I have whiskey on the floor. I have whiskey all over my floor. So there you go. There's the difference here.
We do too.
It's all down here.
We do too.
I'm right there with you, Todd.
Todd is the opposite. Todd is the one that would drive Ben and Marianne nuts.
Oh, God.
Probably.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really are glad to have you. Let's get into some
whiskey topics.
Some whiskey topics.
I think you unfairly poured again.
So I'll just get you here. Have the whole bottle. Here. Just have the whole thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Problem solved.
There you go. Okay, so Myron, and it's too bad he's not here, but we did ask his blessing. Ben, Full-Blown Wade's going on tour soon for Ben.
Yes!
Cheers, buddy. Appreciate you, Wade.
It was the moment of the show 2 weeks ago. It was fantastic. I laughed so hard. That was fantastic.
Featuring the redheaded stallion.
The redheaded stallion.
I'm going to throw that in there as often as I can now.
Yeah, new name.
You may have to rename your channel, Ben.
Yeah, I might have to.
Your buffalo on your logo just needs some red flowing locks.
There you go.
It does kind of set up to on my thumbnails, because I have a different logo now with the bison head. It does kind of set up and put horns there too, so it makes me look a little devious.
Perfect.
But I'm glad that Wade and his friend Wade are starting the Full-Blown Wades and going on tour.
It's a guaranteed winner, Wade. We will expect checks in the mail when you guys.
I will live vicariously through them.
That's right. That's right.
Also, cheers, great.
So,
Mark.
I love how we threw all that out there with no context for Todd or Steve or Denice.
I mean, it sounds fun.
People would have to be fans of the channel and have to be paying attention. And if they're not, screw them.
I guess so.
If you miss the shows, it's an inside joke. Yeah,
we're trying to grow. We're trying to grow.
No. You heard Sean. You miss an inside joke. It seems to be your problem.
That's it.
Not a me problem.
If you're watching on Bourbon School right now, guys, at the top of the chat, I have pinned the link for the Whiskey 6 channel. Go ahead and click that. Go subscribe and watch on the Whiskey 6 channel. We really want to build up that channel. So if you are watching on Bourbon School, go over and do that. Yes.
We're streaming to multiple destinations. I forgot about that.
We're going worldwide.
We got to try to figure out how to do it on everybody else's channel.
Yeah,
we're just not that tech savvy yet.
Destinations worldwide.
That's right. That's right. We're like Prestige Worldwide.
Just like them.
There you go.
Let's go.
Aside from the damage on the boat.
Yes.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So
group activities. Anyway.
So Myron did a really interesting video this week, and I think some of it was kind of tongue in cheek. Like I think,
number 5 was.
Yeah, number 5 definitely was. But he did a video on bourbon gripes, his top 5 bourbon gripes, and I'm really sorry, guys. I'm struggling here. And so he listed some of the things that he really was kind of sick of, he was irritated by. So There was too many special editions.
The fancy bottles.
There was the fancy
Shipping.
bottles.
I did my homework, guys.
Yeah.
I watched the video on
The
my
shipping
own.
costs.
Shipping.
The
The
annoying whiskey tube.
And then
Backstories.
number 5 was
What was the last one?
The backstories, he said.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
like the
Stories,
fake
yeah.
backstories.
Yeah, that
Right.
was one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them.
That a lot of these kind of resonated with me. Like I'll give you an example. I went to get what was the bottle we were looking for the other day.
I gotta grab a bottle. Speaking of.
oh my God, Four Roses.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
come back to it. But so I guess we'll go around and like we'll start with, did any of those gripes really resonate with you? And then we'll go back around because I want to see, do you have a gripe that maybe he didn't mention that's one that you really have an issue with in the bourbon world? And it could be the whiskey tube world, or it could be just bourbon in general. So I'm going to go down around this way. So we'll start with Steve and Denice. Do you guys have like one of Myron's gripes that really resonated with you, or you felt like, man, that one is like my number one?
I would say the prices one was probably my biggest one, especially this year with like Wild Turkey Triumph coming out at $300 for MSRP, and I was like, it's good, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not allocated good, and it's not $300 good.
Yeah.
It was okay, and it was like a good $80 bourbon maybe, or whiskey, sorry, but it definitely wasn't $300 worth.
Yeah, for sure. Denice, do you have a different one, or are you in line, or?
I mean, I'm pretty in line. That's usually my biggest gripe. Clearly, you can see that. I'm like, okay, wait, how much was that one, and where are we at with that one? But, yeah, that and the shipping. I mean, I do wish we could there could be something to figure that out. Like, it's unfortunate. We can't even ship from Minnesota. We're not technically supposed to ship to either, but you know, whatever. Yeah. So like some of that is annoying. It's just frustrating.
All right, Todd.
I mean, listen. So from Myron's list, he mentioned the limited edition or special releases being so expensive.
Yep.
I get that. I mean, and the problem is they're not sometimes worth the price, right? But I think the shipping is the biggest thing, because I know these companies that are just charging ridiculous amounts to ship, and I can ship a bottle through Pirate Ship across the country in 2 days for like $12, and that's 2 days. So they're making money off of shipping, and that's the way it goes, I guess. But it's just the whole price of whiskey, I think, has gotten ridiculous, and that's why I'm not hunting anymore. I know you guys. I don't hunt it. I just don't. I don't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. If I can find a bottle, great for the channel. I try to get samples from some of our viewers that'll help us review. But I'm just done hunting. I don't like doing it. I used to do it for a while. We all did. Maybe we still do, but I just can't do it anymore. I don't know. That's just me. My other gripe, I'll put my own, wax. I cannot stand wax on bottles. So this is Crittenden. I love you, but you got wax on here. It took me about 10 minutes to get off. Maker's Mark goes screw off. And then, Detling. I love Detling. We're going to have Seth Detling on in 2 weeks. He puts wax on it. I about killed myself trying to open the bottle. Stop with the effing wax. I hate it. It's stupid. It's unnecessary. There you go. So there's my gripe. Did that sound, that was real right there.
That's great.
I like it.
I like it.
Knob Creek wax is the worst because it just immediately crumbles. And then you're like biting on it to try to get the lid off.
Look at this. I look like a Neanderthal trying to open this bottle up.
And especially the old school Knob Creek wax. That stuff, it would like explode when you tried to. Or just go everywhere.
I'm either going to cut my hand or something, or the bottle. It's just why? Come on, just stop.
Because it's fancy, Todd. It's fancy.
Don't you all hate
It was
when
fun
you have
to
know
do the
something
dipping. We did the
I mean,
dipping.
I'm sure it is.
That was fun.
I'm sure it's fun, but then you have to open it. It's like, geez, Louise, what did I just do to myself?
I will say though, Todd, to be devil's advocate,
I
think Maker's Mark has the wax thing down because they have the pull tab and it works really well.
Yeah.
Zero pull tab.
Though. They are the only ones.
Zero pull tab. And
their
now
wax has like a soft enough consistency that it just peels off and it's not brittle like the Knob Creek stuff.
No, they don't have it.
I've never had a problem with the Knob Creek.
Thank you, Brian Vaughn. Wax the pig.
Yeah,
Nulu. There's another one. Nulu. There's another one.
Nulu's wax might be worse than Knob Creek's.
No kidding. It's just like Stop it. Just
Well,
stop.
I don't
There's no
buy
need for
Nulu,
it.
so that's fine.
So there's my gripe, guys.
Yeah.
You don't need
I'm
to.
done. There you go.
Brian Vaughn, Nulu wax is a pain, Nulu wax is off.
Yes.
Okay,
There you go.
duly noted.
All right.
All right, so Ben, I guess we'll start with. Is there any of Myron's that resonated with you, and then you can give us your own. And Steve and Denice, I'll come back to you for one of your own if you have one. Go ahead, Ben.
Okay. Shout out to bike riding Brian Vaughn, fellow Minnesotan. What's up, Brian?
Oh,
Good to
boy.
see you.
It's getting all Minnesota up in here.
Yeah, it's getting Minnesotan as hell in here. I love it. I think that, like, some of the stuff that he was saying, like the limited edition cost, I think he was being kind of generous, like saying that they were, around $70 because a lot of
agreed.
LEs are coming out and they're even more expensive than that. Although Wild Turkey did release Wild Turkey 101 in a fancier bottle this year and charged, $50, $60, $70 for it, and it's just Wild Turkey 101. That's all it is. It's no better.
At 8,
it's
9
just
year
Wild
blend, though.
Turkey
It's
101.
but it's 8, 9 year blend. I mean, that is a bit different.
No, I'm just saying that I've done 2 blinds of this versus the regular 101, and
you
I've
can't
picked the
tell the
regular both times,
I
and I've gotten
haven't done that.
oh, people
That's
just have
probably true.
trashed me for it.
No,
Yeah, people are
that's
really
honest. You know what? That's honest. You're right. That I should probably do that, and I'd have the same result. You're right. I take that all
I
back.
do respect that you doubled
I
down on
created
it,
a
Ben.
crappy meme and sent it into our text group when Ben told us this news.
Who did? Wait, what now?
I created a crappy. Do you not remember that when the Jimmy Russell was disappointed?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. So maybe if I was going to say a gripe, here's where I trash my audience, which is always a good idea.
Let's go. Yeah.
Perfect.
No, I will say this, like, I have found, like, when you do a blind, it's just like you can't win with people. And it's like the point of doing a blind is to remove any sort of bias. So then I'll make a video and, if the allocated bourbon wins, it pisses half the people off. If the allocated bourbon doesn't win, it pisses half the people off. Nobody agrees with me on this, but I will die on this hill. So it's like the whole purpose of doing a blind is to just remove all bias, give your honest opinion, and then when people comment back and they get pissed about it, it's like, well, you're just interjecting your bias. Like you're commenting angrily from a biased position. So
Yes.
I guess that's my whiskey-related gripe where it's just like, okay, do the blind yourself, and if you come up with different results, then good for you. It's like,
Yeah. Comment below and let me know.
Ben,
it's okay for me to disagree with you. You don't have to agree with my results. It's okay. No one's going to take away your favorite bourbon.
Ben, it's almost like we live in a time when people get a little bit hyperbolic about almost any topic.
See, it's
Sean,
weirdly
how
enough,
dare you?
yeah.
I don't appreciate you disagreeing with me.
Now, I will say this. It's definitely not the core group of people that watch my channel and that watch, are kind of like in our ecosystem. They're all awesome. 90% of the comments are like, yeah, I got something a little bit different, but hey, that's great. You like the cheaper one? That's actually good for you because you can go out and buy it anytime you want. It's always the people that have never commented on any other video before that come in and they're just angry.
I'm surprised you get that hate for a blind though. Like, because that I can see if you had them both up there and you're like, but you're blinding it. I'm surprised that you get that much hate for that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
when I was
it's funny.
recording content, it was the same for me, Todd. Like no one's ever happy.
Right.
Well, then you're doing something right? That's the Howard Stern effect, right?
I suppose.
They 30% are watching you because they love you. The other 70% because they hate you. But they're all watching, so it doesn't matter. That's the thing.
Right.
Yep.
And you're right. Great shot. Taste is subjective, and that's what drives me nuts is people who like you said, Ben. They come in, they trash you because you picked a bourbon they don't like, or vice versa, and they're like your palate is trash. Most times, I'm like, I read it and I'm like, yeah, it is. I mean, you're correct, but it also just because it doesn't align with you.
Yeah.
You drink what I always say. Drink what you like. There's more for you because I ain't buying it. So.
What's up, Trey?
All right,
Sean. What say you, sir?
Yeah, so two of Myron's points definitely resonated with me. I think a couple have been covered pretty well, and that is shipping. I think shipping can be completely outrageous on some sites, as Myron very adequately pointed out. When you're charging between $30 and $40 for shipping, especially when I know as a member of the whiskey community, as many of us are, we may have potentially shipped a bottle to somebody, maybe, possibly. And the most I've ever paid in shipping, I think, was $22, and that was, I live in Kentucky, Nowheresville, Kentucky, and I sent it to California, and it was $22. So if I can do that at one individual, then I'm pretty sure a giant company can do it for less.
Absolutely, they can.
So so that's ridiculous. And then the other thing, and that's why I grabbed this bottle right here, is fake stories or unrelated stories. This bottle is named after a distillery that has nothing to do with the juice that's in the bottle, and it never has been. Bullet was an ancient, not even really a distillery. It was just a guy that was kind of making whiskey back in the Old West.
Yep.
Nothing to do with this brand at all. They just thought it was cool, and they're like, hey, let's just take that story. And there's hundreds of bottles like that. You don't need to do that. Just make good whiskey. Nobody cares about your fake story. And then my personal thing that is my own, and that is people in the whiskey community complaining about whiskey being hot or burning. You're in the wrong community. Go to vodka, go to beer, find another liquid that you enjoy drinking. If you're complaining about it burning you,
what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Whiskey's not for you. Whiskey is not for you if that's your complaint.
Stop, Thomas.
Yeah. So honestly, and this is somewhat on topic but off. I feel like Buffalo Trace is what got all those people here, because Buffalo Trace is very soft as a product in general. It's very comfortable and easy to get into, and so all the taters came here because of that. And they're like, "Oh, other whiskey hurts me. I don't like that." So just my personal thing. Yeah. So anyway, and if that offends people, then that's
Trace. That's the great comment. That's the best comment right there.
I hate when someone tells me how I should drink my whiskey.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I offer people a cocktail. I don't drink cocktails. Or do you want an ice cube? I don't want an ice cube. Like, okay, don't be a dick about it. Like,
right.
No,
I won't
thank
give you
you.
a freaking ice cube.
Just say no, thank you.
But do you have a pet peeve?
Honestly, it's more from a collector standpoint. Who's deciding? Who's deciding what is like going to be the one that's allocated and that everybody should be going after, and this bottle should be $250? Like, I want to know who's deciding, and then like where does it come from?
Marketing department.
Well,
Steve's raising his hand.
I'm in marketing, so that's what I do. I tell everybody what they should be drinking.
So there, it's your guess.
Blame you then,
well, guess
Steve.
what? I'm annoyed by you, Steve.
Steve,
A lot of people are.
Well, this is awkward.
I like this. This is fun.
I'll piggyback.
This just got
on
really
that.
interesting.
Mine isn't really about the allocated stuff. I think all of Myron's points, including the one about whiskey tubers, I'm a little more serious about that one because he was tongue in cheek. I like, because I don't like, see what the thing that I don't like that some whiskey tubers do, and I don't think anybody here does it, but I don't like the don't buy this or you shouldn't drink this. Like, that to me is very much like, as soon as somebody tells me that, I'm not listening to them. Because
Funny enough, that's my most successful video.
but you know what I mean? Like, somebody who is so opinionated where they're like, well, I don't like this, so you shouldn't drink it. Now, there's a difference between, like, you've got an audience that knows your palate, and that audience is coming in to listen to you. And so there's a segment of your audience is going to be like, oh, okay, well, I align with Sean's palate or Ben's palate or Todd's palate or whoever it is, and they really don't like this, so I probably won't drink it. But I don't know. I don't like that absolute kind of statement to say about something like, you should not drink this, because what you're saying is, I think this is garbage, so you shouldn't go buy it. And that one to me is like, if we don't like a bourbon, we'll always say like, well, we don't like it.
We don't like it, but maybe you will.
Maybe you will, but
give it a
we
shot.
just tell
Give
them,
it a shot and let us know what you think. Because the fact of the matter is, we're all just doing this primarily for fun, right? But we're by no means experts. I mean, you've all done your homework, you've all done research. You're students of bourbon, right? I would call that fair. You know a lot of things. You study bourbon, but we're not experts. We are broadcasting from our basement, right? I mean, so like, just take it with a grain of salt, have some fun, enjoy it for the entertainment value, and move on with your day.
Yeah.
It's not that serious.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Nice.
Sorry.
So now Steve and Denise have to give us their own gripe.
Did you have a grape?
I do. I have a big one.
Oh,
Ben's gonna like it.
I don't even know this one.
Is it the neck pour?
Gripe, my biggest gripe is the neck pour battle.
Oh, the neck pour.
Oh boy. Well, where do you fall on this, Steve?
Yeah. So which side are we on?
Well,
There's no such thing.
here it is.
Okay, fair enough.
Here it is. Where'd the neck pour go?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Steve, everybody knows it's perfectly scientific that when you add this much more whiskey to a whiskey that's already been exposed to, or this much more air to a whiskey that's already been exposed to air for years and years and years, it completely opens up the bottle.
Changes it all.
I will say we've learned to, I mean, obviously over time, but like we try to, we're in our basement too, and it's freezing because we live in the tundra of Minnesota.
Same.
But we really have to let our bourbon open up. So we do definitely like pour it. Like we poured ours a little bit before the show started and
Mostly have to let
it warm up a little bit. So like whenever
Warm
we're
up,
doing
yeah.
this, it's like literally the glass is cold. So
Yeah.
So you're talking about letting it open up in the glass?
in the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the funniest thing in the world to me is the people who believe in the neck pour.
Yeah.
That you notice the neck pour, it always makes the whiskey better. Like I didn't like it at first, and then I drank it a month later, and it really opened up. And then those same people will tell you if you pour a glass of whiskey and if you let it sit out too long, it ruins it. It's like, well, which is it?
Right.
It's-
Yep.
Well, and we're kind of like, because I've got a few bottles upstairs, but most of our bottles are down here, and it's cold. I mean, we're in Western New York, so it's freezing cold here too. And
when Brian brings something up from the basement, I never put ice in it because I think it's always the perfect temperature.
She says it's the perfect temperature. It's cool though. I like to hold it and get it warmed up a little bit, not too much, but a little bit.
Yeah,
So.
because
That's what she said.
I personally
67 degrees. 67 degrees is the perfect temperature.
That's ideal.
I mean, for me, I think somewhere around there personally.
No, it's 65, Sean. Come on.
Okay, Todd's probably right.
I'm joking. I have no idea.
I think it's 69. 69.
You know what? That might be.
That's well done.
Bingo! I got bingo.
Yeah, that's the winner right there. That is the winner.
All
All
right.
On that note.
Todd,
Final
just one
thoughts?
last thing on Ben's comment. So, what about this much air? Is that enough air, Ben? What do we think?
That's too much air now.
Yeah,
You gotta just bottle
I
it
mean,
out.
that's gonna go bad.
No, actually, you know what? I actually bring it up because this 101 kind of hit flat tonight, but it's been this low for a little while, so maybe,
I mean, Greg and I did the experiment where we left a bottle sitting for literally over a year with this much whiskey left in it, and then compared it to a fresh bottle, and it was
okay. Ben's not buying
really wasn't a thing.
I'm with you, Ben.
He's not.
I like that.
it. Fair enough.
All right.
Not buying it at all. I will die on this hill.
Final gripes. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I think we're good.
I think we wore it out.
Okay.
All griped out.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Okay.
Well done,
so
Myron.
next
Well
one-
done. Well done. Well done, Myron.
Next topic.
Yes.
So this has been one that I've been itching to talk about, and this doesn't have to be an extended discussion. It's just something I kind of want people's opinion on because it is something that I don't think I've really formulated an opinion on, but I'm sure we're all familiar with Facebook groups, whatever kind of social media groups or organizations that do raffles, where they'll do giveaways, raffles. They call them all different things. They don't call them by name. You got to use certain symbols and things to represent things like money and whatever. And they'll sell a bottle. They'll put a bottle up for raffle, and it's 20 spots at
However much.
$15,
$10
each,
yep.
let's say. So, the pot is $300, but it might be a $70 or $80 bottle, maybe $100 bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been struggling with this one myself because I'm trying to decide, is this is kind of the question. Is this a good way for somebody to get a hard to find, maybe allocated bottle that maybe they wouldn't get for a $10 or $20 entry. I mean, is that a positive thing? Or is this a practice that is just contributing to the secondary market?
Yeah. Okay, so I have an additional question to add to this. Ready? What is too much to add to the person who is raffling or auctioning off their bottles? So like what kind of I want to know like what kind of profit somebody should be making on a bottle that they're auctioning off. Like what do you think is too much or too little?
Are we all familiar with these kinds of groups?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think.
So,
yeah.
Sean, I will say you probably have the longest history in this. So, like, what is your opinion?
I was at one point I was part of about 3 dozen groups. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean that was when I first got into whiskey and I was really hunting very seriously. I mean it's complicated because on the one hand it is completely predatory. So there is that. But I mean, if the amount to get into the raffle is far less than the cost of the bottle, then someone is coming out far ahead. I mean, unequivocally. I mean, like say it's a George T. Stagg on the line, and the entry price is $20. Let's say. Yep. Now, sure, maybe 100 people enter that, so that's $2,000 for the person selling the bottle, which is well over what the bottle price is, but there's no way you're going to get a George T. Stagg for $20.
Right.
So, I mean, so it's kind of both. It's a mixed bag. All that said, I don't like it. I think as a whole for whiskey community, I don't think it's a positive. Because I think that people use it. Well, I think the problem is actually this: is then it incentivizes people that make this into a job, being the first in line all the time at all these areas where they can get these bottles, and so then regular people cannot get them because these guys make connections with stores and kind of have back alley deals to where they're always getting these bottles and they always end up on these sites, and so then regular people can't get them for regular prices. So there's that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I add one thing? I think these groups are made up of a lot of people who are friends. And so does it cause, I don't know, but does it cause hard feelings amongst friends who are maybe
nobody's holding a gun to your head to join.
Making a profit though off of friends?
Yeah, but nobody's holding the gun to your head. No, that's true.
I'm just throwing it out there for the channel.
And at least the groups I was in, Marianne, I didn't know any of these people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's huge, nameless, faceless people.
Sure.
So, Ben, you got any thoughts on that one?
I do. Also, before, I've been meaning to say this on all of our previous live streams. It's so funny because when I'm on the right here, when I look at you guys, it looks like I'm looking off screen, like I'm actually looking away from all of you.
Yeah.
So I just feel weird. I'm sitting here, it's just like, why is Ben not paying attention to anybody on the screen? He's just looking away. Like, this is me looking at the rest of the group.
I agree.
No, so I hate the secondary market. I will never participate in the secondary market. But I do think I have maybe a little bit of a differing opinion on this. I think what I hate about the secondary market is when liquor stores participate in it. If some guy gets a hold of a bottle in a raffle and he walks out to his parking lot, getting in his car, and somebody comes up and says, "Hey, I'll give you $2,000 for that bottle." As long as that person knows, like, "Hey, I just paid $150 for this." Yeah. And they're willing to pay that money or to spend that money. That's a gentleman's agreement between two people. You have the freedom to do that. I don't like people buying bottles, Sean, like you were saying, sitting in line all day, and then just selling them on the secondary for $2,000 a pop. But in that regard, like I would never sit in line to buy a bottle. I will never do that. I don't care enough about any bottle to bother doing that. I think, maybe I would sit in line for the grand opening of the Costco in Albertville this summer just to make some content out of it and maybe get a bottle, but that's just kind of for fun. But getting to the raffle thing, like say everybody pays $20 for a ticket, whoever wins it gets the bottle. I don't necessarily have a problem with that because everybody who's participating knows what it is, knows what the deal is. nobody is getting ripped off or taken advantage of, you know?
Yeah.
And so if somebody was saying, hey, I've got this bottle, I'm not going to just give it to the person who can afford it, and anybody who can't afford to pay $2,000 for a bottle doesn't get a chance. It kind of is a great equalizer in the sense of, you know, even if somebody buys 10 tickets and you only buy one, you still have a chance.
I have a question.
You know, so I don't, for me?
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with these raffles on groups. So you're telling me, so let me ask you this, and Ben, answer this. So you mentioned you can buy 10. Is there a set number of tickets that are available?
Yes.
So the one I'm thinking of, Todd, the group I happen to be in.
Yep.
I'm not in this
They'll
group.
say something like 20 entries.
They will have a bottle, and it will say, okay, this is up for the raffle, and there are 20 spots at $50.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And so then
that was my question.
However you exchange the money and enter, you know, you'll say you'll take a spot or whatever, you send the money, however that goes. And then once it's full, then they pick a name. So
it does completely depend on the person running the raffle, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. Here's what I was going to get at. Is, I mean, obviously we've partaken in. I know, like everybody on the top of the screen here. I don't know if Todd and Steve and Denice have participated in one of these, but we've taken part in a couple of fundraisers where we've, people have donated bottles, and we'll sell, like, hey, throw in a $10 on the Patreon for an entry. That's for a charity. That's to help out somebody in the whiskey community. Definitely not against that. Like Steve and Denice, like the Wright County Whiskey Club, they do raffles, the massive raffle where I got to meet you guys. And that's all for charity. That's all great. But I think that, like, if you're selling, like, say you got a George T. Stagg, I want to make $2,000 off of this bottle, at least selling a limited amount of spots.
Yep.
I don't disagree with that quite as much. I do agree it kind of sucks that, because it does encourage people to stand in line, and then it kind of drives up prices overall. But, like, you guys will do like a bottle giveaway, and hey, we throw $5 in the super chat. Well, what if you end up making $600 on that bottle that only cost you $100?
It's the same
Are you
thing.
doing something wrong, or are you just?
One of the things that I'm torn on. I think the only
That's a great point. It's a great point.
The only difference I see with that, and listen, we do that. I mean, that is our thing.
Yeah.
We always give away a bottle when we do a live stream, and it's $5 super chat to enter. Like, I totally get that, and we've never made.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, by the way. Just to be clear, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
Yeah, but it's one of the things I've been torn on, because I look at some of these raffles and I'm like, well, that's bullshit. And I think that the only difference I can see and why I can make peace with giving away a bottle on a live stream is because I don't require a number of slots
in order to give
away that bottle.
Yeah.
If we have a $50 bottle and we get $20 in super chats, I'm still giving away that bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But that is a difference. But it is, Ben, you bring that up, and that is absolutely something that has come into my head. I'm like, well, we kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, Mark's. We do it too. We do it too.
Yeah. So
I think the other thing too is, like, say, I'm going on vacation in a couple weeks. Say I get a bottle of, like, a duty free only or something like that. Nothing too fancy, but just something a little different. Like one of these Tennessee Travelers that I like so much. And I say, in a live stream some night, like, hey guys, I'm trying to raise up a little money to buy some new equipment. My computer died. Can't keep making videos without it.
Yeah.
I'm going to raffle off this bottle. $5 in the super chat if you can help me out. Someone's going to win it tonight. I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, if a channel were to do that,
Well,
to me, it's more of like nobody's getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, kind of to the point that Ben's making right now. Will exactly points out.
Yeah.
William. Yeah, I like Dan's point here. That you're doing a super chat, supporting a channel, the fun giveaway versus the group where someone's clearly running a side hustle.
Yeah,
right.
I think the
And
difference.
William too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the difference is really, honestly, with the super chat versus a raffle is capping it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to spin that wheel until you get all of those spaces sold.
Yeah.
And with the channel giveaway on a live stream, like Brian said,
What we get, we get.
What we get.
By the way,
we'll spin
YouTube
the wheel
takes
no matter
30% of what you're getting.
Yeah, right,
Let's be
exactly.
honest. So
if you're a smart channel, use PayPal.
yeah, we're not smart at all.
We're not either.
We're pretty stupid, as you know, Sean. You've known us for a while.
Well, I mean, for you guys, it's convenient though. I mean, you guys have a lot come in that way, so it's
right. No, well, yeah.
Let's do that.
So Todd, did you have any other thoughts on this? I know you chimed in kind of.
No, so my biggest thing is I've done this when it's charities, right? So you're going and it's going to a cause. I didn't know that there was groups. I know there's secondary markets where people are selling stuff. I didn't know in the secondary market that there is auctions. And the idea, I think, actually, I'm not against it because I like the idea that you're not, you're putting in a small amount, low risk, high reward, right? That's what I'm thinking. Sure. However, if it's abused and there's a ton of tickets and someone's raking the coals, I don't love that either. But that's the secondary market. Don't participate if you don't want prices to go crazy. That's the thing. I don't participate in it. I don't get all these great bottles, but it is what it is.
I'm right there with you for sure.
I will say I do want to point out that I think that giveaways that have been done on Whiskey Tube, especially for causes, are completely in a different realm for me.
100%.
That's not even in the same conversation.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and don't make the mistake. I don't want anybody to make a mistake that we're pointing out people who do charities or fundraisers or stuff like that. Absolutely not.
That's an entirely different.
This is a very specific thing, and it is. I think it is very specific to Facebook. And I've heard these groups like they pop up and they go away because they get shut down, and then they pop up with another name and another, method and stuff. So it's definitely a very specific to Facebook thing.
No, Sean, I agree with you.
Cheers, Will.
Donating for charity and making money for charity or a fundraiser is an entirely different thing.
Yep.
You should
because Whiskey Tube has done some truly great things. Thanks to people donating bottles and so
you want some of this?
For sure.
Steve and Denice, any thoughts on this?
I mean, I think we agree with what everybody said. We haven't participated. I don't think we've more used social media or Facebook or Instagram just for like connecting and maybe trading bottles or things like that. But we're pretty. I mean, we don't participate in the secondary either at all. We just don't really have interest. And when we were in Kentucky, actually, it was super interesting because we were down there and we sat in the lines because we drove down there to do some of that.
Welcome to hell.
It was crazy to see the people. You see the same people, or like he sat in line out in the rain. We were in the rain for hours and hours, and this guy like went and changed his clothes and came back. And it's like, man, all these people have been sitting out here, and you're gonna go back for another bottle? Like that's just shady, So that part, I think like from a raffle perspective, we haven't participated, and I think we agree with you guys. But it does sort of bleed into that whole secondary market issue.
For sure.
So
the other side of it would only be like kind of what's been already brought up as well, is like we're all adults. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't, understand the repercussions of what you're doing, because all you're doing is driving up a secondary market and perpetuating a problem that none of us even like. Even the people that are doing it don't like the problem. But you're perpetuating it.
For sure.
The only other thing I was thinking about was what you said, Ben, about the liquor stores. Like when we've done a lot of hunting in other states, I'm like, these guys have golden bottles. Like these bottles are so awesome. And they're just sitting on the shelves, just collecting dust because they want
museums. Aren't they great museums? They're beautiful museums.
I'm like, what a waste. Like we would enjoy it and share it with people. And like, it just,
that's why I don't hunt anymore.
It's so annoying that they.
I do like, this is a little bit off topic, but to your point, I do like stores that will do something like say, hey, like at the end of the year, we have all of our allocated bottles. We're doing this, it's either by a loyalty program or it's, come and buy one bottle of this of our core offerings and you get an entry, right? And so I like that where it rewards people for buying throughout the year or in some way. And then, hey, we have 100 bottles of this. Here's the raffle. You'll get. I think those are neat. I mean, to me, that's a great way to do that. And they give it to you at cost. You buy it at cost.
Right.
And I think that's a cool thing to do.
We just did that. That's how we got our first birthday bourbon.
There you go. Right? Yeah, exactly.
My local liquor store used to do that. And that's how I got some of my best bottles. And then Yeah, they changed up their style on how they do that
to make
and then
more money.
Became well, yeah. If you were a whiskey club member, every dollar you spent on a bottle was like an entry, right? So by the end of the year, you know, if you only spent $10 or you spent $1,000, it was all in one raffle. So if you only spent $10, you could win. But the people who spent more got a little bit better of a chance. And then it turned into at the end of the year, the people who spent $1,000 or more get to participate in the first round, but it's a silent auction where you bid against each other for the bottle.
No, that's bullshit.
So it was just another way of getting people to spend secondary prices. Like I'm not going to spend all this money and it's a municipal store too, so the prices are 10, 15, 20% higher anyway.
Wow.
And so I used to be willing to pay that to support my local store when at the end of the year it was just like, all right, we got all these entries, we're just going to draw them. And if the guy who only spent $10 wins the Pappy Van Winkle, that's how it goes.
Yep.
Sure.
And it was MSRP, but like I'm not going to do that for the opportunity to get into a silent bidding war. You know, and pay $200 for a bottle of Blanton's, and that's what it ends up being.
It just to me defeats the word community. Like if you're
I mean, I think somewhere in the middle of that though should be probably the right thing though, because I mean, like if that's the store's policy is every bottle is an entry, I'm buying 100 bottles of Kentucky Gentleman for $8 a bottle. So you know, I mean, I'm just saying
it's every dollar is an entry.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Then that works.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you are now.
I did my taxes. We need to button up our expenses. I when you have to track when you actually do an LLC and you track everything, like, oh crap, we're not doing this right.
I want to add that
we're not doing this right.
Who got into this to write whiskey off on the government?
we are not doing that. We're lying because we are.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if that's why I got into it, but it does help.
I think
it helps. It's literally the only reason I'm here.
We are doing something wrong.
Yeah, you should be doing it.
So somebody's going to have to tell us when we get off the live stream how frig you do that, because we are not doing that right now, and we need to know.
This is a business.
That's right. This is a business. Look at this wonderful business we have.
And you will notice,
at least in the state of Kentucky, a business does not have to make money for 2 years.
Yes.
That's great. That's that Minnesota.
2 years?
You will notice whenever I do my vacation bourbon hunting videos, they all start out with, I went to Arizona for the sole purpose of bourbon hunting. Here's what I saw on the shelves.
There you go.
I went on a cruise for the sole purpose of checking out the duty-free shops in multiple countries.
Ben knows what's up.
Ben, that's great. I'm going on a cruise with my family, Disney. How can I? It costs a shit ton of money, by the way. I'm killing myself.
Just record things while you're there, Todd. Whiskey related.
Yeah.
I gotta figure something out. I'm doing it.
You got that special Knob Creek.
So you tell me I can write off that whole cruise, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mickey.
You better believe.
Something wrong.
Yeah, we blew it.
Todd, just by the way, my Baltimore trip was a business expense. Just saying.
You took your life in danger there, as it should. Welcome to
Baltimore. You should get something back for surviving Baltimore.
Hey! That's true. That is true. It's true. That is true. That is kind of true. I can't argue with that.
All right.
We literally were staying in a very nice hotel in the ghetto. I don't know how that happens, but it was very sketchy. It was very sketchy.
Next time, Sean, you got to stay out near where I live, not where you were.
It was like somebody just dropped a very nice hotel in a very sketchy area.
Yes,
that's true. You guys make money? No. This is an expense. This is an expensive hobby. Yeah. That's all it is. It is not
Drug City, and you.
The drug city is great.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, 100%. So does Allview, and Whitey's locally here in Linthicum did that too, where it was basically, hey, there's a week long, go buy your shelfer, you get one entry. There's 100, and that was all. It was 100 tickets, and he had tons of Pappy. I actually picked a Rock Hill over a Pappy 10 because I just didn't want a Pappy 10, and I never had a Rock Hill, and it was much cheaper than the Pappy 10. So it wasn't MSRP, so to speak. So it wasn't completely MSRP. But I like that idea of doing something like that, where it's okay. We have all these allocated bottles. just come for the next couple of days. You buy anything off our shelves, you get an entry. And then he'll pick 100 tickets. I was like number 28, and I got a Rock Hill Farms, and for like $80. I was like, perfect.
Yeah. There's an event like that around us a couple times that we've been to.
Right,
at a liquor store or Broadway Liquor. I don't know if you guys have seen our videos for that, but it's just fun. It's one of those things where like it's more of an experience. So you go, they've got tastings, so they've got distilleries there, and reps there, and so you can kind of go around. So it's like a whole event. You know, it's really fun, and then you can partake in the raffle. And sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but.
Well, the good thing about this, everyone won. You would win. There was 100 tickets. They had 100 bottles. So the degree of which bottles were better, there was some, but there was probably 40 or 50 really nice bottles. So you had a good shot, and it was cool. It was good.
I like times too where they make it like an event like that, where they bring the whiskey community together. And they have a raffle like that. Where
they did it live. They did the picking on stream, and you got to watch it. And I saw my name got picked. It was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Our local shop right down the road does. She has a raffle a few times a year where, like, for like a month before, every time you buy a bottle of bourbon, you get a ticket.
I love the way Kathy does it.
And they go in the hopper, and then on a Saturday, everybody comes and they pick your tickets.
And she actually gives tickets to the people who are there. So like you give however many tickets you have in hand, and you exchange them. Like say those tickets are red, you exchange them when you come in for blue tickets, so that she's not calling people who aren't present. So that it makes the things go a little bit faster.
Because it used to be like going through a ton of tickets and the people
nobody's
there.
Nobody's there. Sometimes she has food. But like it's just very, very fair.
I'll tell you also, I have never not gotten what I wanted. Like the place is packed with people.
We're coming there.
I always get like I go in and I want a bag. I usually get a bag. Like it really works out. It's a really nice way to do it because you get a shot at a ton of great bottles.
Yeah. So. All right. Before we move on, I need to tell Todd something. Todd, Bobby and Sean were our rapid fire people today. Obviously, Bobby's not here. You are honorary panel member, so I'm putting you on the spot. Get ready. You have time still because we're going to move to our
I don't know what that means, but is that you're going to ask me questions? I'm going to answer them, right?
You have to ask a question that we can answer very quickly.
I ask the question.
Yes.
Not like right this second. You got some time to think
right now. You have plenty of time. Because we're going to talk about our other two topics right now.
And it can be as spicy as you want it to be, Todd.
Yeah. So
it's not whiskey related?
It can be whatever you want. Whatever you want.
It could be about Def Leppard if you want.
No, Andy's not. No, it's not going to be about. Andy's not here. Okay, let's stop.
Ready for my rapid fire question about Def Leppard? What is 9 Arms and Sucks? It's Def Leppard.
Andy would not like that joke.
Andy would not like that joke. Brian. Brian, he may be watching this. He's in a hotel room in Arkansas right now.
But now I believe we had you, by the way. Now though, and apropos, since we have at least half of 21090, we have a music topic coming up next. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So, a couple weeks ago we had the Super Bowl, and I am still uncertain about the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't know how I this was one of the first years where I felt like I am 50 years old now, and I felt like they are not speaking to me anymore. Like I definitely felt like I was on the outside. That did not speak to me at all. I know it did for some, and people said it was the greatest of all time. But we thought that Sean and I were talking, kind of going back and forth, talking about what we thought about that Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show. And so we thought it might be a good topic to give your best and worst.
Oh, I don't have worst.
That's okay. It's New Kids.
No.
Or any of the Disney ones.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
The best and worst Super Bowl halftimes. I think we might have focused on best, so we can do best first. And if you want to throw a worst in there, you may.
Worst.
I have years and artists, but I don't need to go. We'll go to our guest first.
Okay. So, Steve and Denice, Super Bowl halftime show. Your thoughts? Go.
For me, definitely 2022 Dr. Dre and Friends with
Okay.
the hip hop
Like it.
and Snoop Dogg and gosh, who else was there?
Even
Eminem was there.
production
Kendrick,
around-
M50,
50.
Mary J. Blige.
Yes,
Snoop,
it was
Dre.
so good. Eminem, let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I loved that one.
Yeah, everything
All
about
right.
the production on that one was even really good. That's what the one thing I didn't like about this year's is just like felt like production was just.
I didn't know anything about this year's. I had no idea what that was. I'll be
We
honest.
didn't-
I
we didn't
don't know who
like
he
it,
is.
and to give you an idea of
I
like
had no idea what that was.
the people that did like it, like we have what is our kids, Gen Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Gen Z, so they're like crazy. They talk in this weird language and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were sitting in, like they weren't watching. They were sitting, like they couldn't see the TV, and they were on their phones on TikTok or whatever brain rot things they're watching. And they were like, every once in a while, they would like say part of the song, like they would sing part of the rap, but they weren't watching it. And then that was it. And they'd be back to their. And all of us,
I don't even know who he is. I've never heard of him.
Sitting there like, what is happening right now?
What's interesting is Kendrick Lamar was also in your favorite.
He was, but
Oh no.
it was different. I don't know. He was not the
He wasn't
headliner.
the head. No, yeah, he was just like a quick little blip.
Yeah.
I'm curious,
So-
how old are your kids, you guys? Because it sounds like our kids. We have 18 and 15.
Okay, we have almost 13, 14, 16, and 17.
Okay,
perfect.
right there.
Yeah,
We're
all
right
right.
there.
God
Yep.
bless you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God
Wow.
bless you. I have three.
One
Not
for the
that
team.
close.
we are.
I gotta say, the whiskey collection makes more sense now.
Yes.
Makes a lot of
Drivers,
sense now.
like,
A lot of sense.
Yeah, we hang out.
Drivers.
We didn't have this till we had teenagers.
No. Teenagers that drive are the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a worst, or do you want us to come back?
I mean, I don't know. I took some notes for this one because there were so many. I had a
You're
lot
not
of
kidding.
good ones, but I thought it was kind of funny because, like, thinking back a ways to the Janet Jackson and JT one,
Oh yeah.
like when the boob came out and all that, I didn't realize it was such a big deal for like her career. Like she kind of fell off the map after that. I'm like, man, people are harsh. Like
Yeah.
it was a little malfunction, but anyway, that one just I feel like the music was good. And then it was sort of like, whoa, cover your kids' eyes. And what
Do you know what though? If that happened now, that would like spring along
Oh,
her
yeah.
career. Like
Yeah, yeah.
people would be all about that now.
Yep.
If a
expressing
malfunction
herself.
happened like that.
I'd be all about it.
It is.
I was
It,
all
back
about it. I
then.
was all about it.
Yeah.
it is an oddity that it ruined her career, though.
I know.
Like, I mean, surely she didn't want that to happen. Like, there's no way that she wanted her breast
Obviously.
exposed on national television.
Right.
I just thought that
So,
was
Are you
terrible.
sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
I
Are
mean,
you sure about that?
yeah, it's starting to be a little freaky, but I feel like that might not have been her plan.
Wasn't that like in the like 2005 or
It was
4 or
very
3?
early.
Like
We didn't
It was
even
a
know.
Yeah,
while.
I
was
think it
Janet
was-
Jackson's career really on the
That's a great-
upward
Ben is on
trajectory at
point.
that
Oh,
point
so
anyway?
Ben, she actually had released an album either the year before or that year.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was going like 25 years or something. Like,
Yeah.
Nipple
Right,
gate.
but I mean, it had been a long time since Black Cat. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Right.
Rhythm Nation is a great album, but I mean, it's been, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, Justin Timberlake at that point was
Right.
huge, and I
You
kind of
know
feel
it.
like she was
You know what I'm saying?
like maybe, you know,
Well, I mean, she
I
was
don't know.
having a bit of a resurgence, but yeah.
anyway, so that was the only one I could think of that I could like really remember that was
All right.
memorable. Maybe
She
not the
recorded.
worst.
She recorded a lot of her great albums right here in Edina, Minnesota, at Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis's studio.
There you go.
yep, absolutely.
Also, the Michael Jackson one probably would have been like the most amazing, but yeah, I don't
Michael
really
Jackson.
remember
Oh,
that
yeah.
one. But
I remember Michael Jackson.
He was excellent.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, yeah, for sure.
Fun
All
fact:
right.
he was the first and only person to ever be paid to play the Super Bowl.
No,
no
shit.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes,
Sean.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
That was a great fact.
Look at you with the
All
fun
right.
facts.
If it's music, I know things. Otherwise, I don't know anything.
We'll have to show you our
Todd, what
recording
are your
in the
thoughts?
other room.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Michael Jackson for sure, but I mean, Prince.
yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, Prince has to be number one.
He's way up there, absolutely.
And then
Yeah.
the least, listen, 1990 Todd loves Third Eye Blind, but how the fuck did Third Eye Blind become a Super Bowl halftime show?
No.
I don't even remember them being at the halftime show.
It was a couple
They were
years
with
ago.
someone else. Like,
Yeah, you can swear, Todd. We're not monetized.
All right, good. All right, sorry. Anybody yell at me right now?
He's not here.
But yeah, I mean, listen. I actually like Third Eye Blind. I've seen them live, but they're not What is that? Third Eye Blind? What are you doing?
I
Come on.
completely agree, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, there's my two.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Love it.
Third Eye Blind.
All right.
What?
Terrible.
Jeff Castle, hello. Cheers to
Yes,
you, sir. Ben, thoughts?
As far as the Kendrick Lamar one goes, like, what I find funny, like, so I'm not familiar with Kendrick Lamar. I told you guys on the previous one before the halftime show, I heard that Not Like Us song on the radio, and I passionately hated it. I thought it came across better live, to be honest. I kind of enjoyed it, the live version. And so my wife is not familiar with him either. And so both of us were kind of like, I didn't really dislike the music. I actually kind of enjoyed it. And I thought the performance was amazing. Like, I did recognize, like, the talent to get out there and flow the way he did and not miss a single word and whatever. I just, like, the Super Bowl halftime show used to be, it wasn't just about the music. It was about the big spectacle of the whole thing. Right. And it was about outdoing last year and doing all this wild, crazy stuff with these energetic performances. And I just didn't, like, I thought the performance was great, even though I'm not a big fan of the music, but I didn't mind the music. I kind of enjoyed it. I just didn't like it for halftime. And so what's kind of annoying now is all the people that are like, well, it's just MAGA white people that didn't like it or whatever. It's like, yeah, and it's a lot of people that just aren't familiar with the music. I mean, just because you don't really like the music, and I get, like, they're like, well, you don't understand the cultural significance and the whole thing with Drake. And it's like I get it. Drake is allegedly, Canadian. And that's something that we have to obviously look into and keep tabs on. That's something you should pay attention to. But
the main problem.
It's clearly a problem. But, it's like, I don't, like, was America supposed to give a shit about this beef? Like, for the halftime show? Like,
no.
And that's what I don't get.
Who you are.
And so that's the part that
sandal like a Canadian. Definitely throws a sandal like a Canadian.
Yeah, he does. And by the way, Peter White, I know you're in the chat. I kid because I love Canada. It's a great place. But no, and then so, like, that's my thing with it. Like, at some point here, I'm just getting tired of, like, what was it, Usher last year? I don't want to listen to sweaty fuck music during halftime. Like, give me something energetic and fun. Bring out Metallica. Bring out Leonard Skinner. You know what I mean? Like, Beyonce. Who wants to see Beyonce at the Super Bowl? It's like I know, like, a lot of people who are not NFL fans watch the Super Bowl
at this point. But anyway,
but can we just get at least one Super Bowl where it's NFL fans' music? Like, I don't even like country music, but get a country artist out there.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, do something more fun.
What I had said was, after Kendrick Lamar, is that we are clearly not their target audience anymore.
Audience.
Right? Oh,
yeah.
shush.
Oh,
So,
I
like,
love your northeastern accent. I've picked up on that a few times, Marie-Anne.
Audience.
Listen, I parked my car.
I think as I'm either mad or drinking, it comes out. So anyway, I think that is really the case that the NFL is trying to sell, is that who are they trying to sell the halftime show to? And it's not us anymore, right? We're aged out.
They not like us.
Right. They not like us.
Did you see what I did there?
Quick update.
Very clever, Ben. Very clever.
The championship game of the Four Nations Challenge is tied at 2-2 going into the third period.
Is it my turn to say my favorite?
No, it is not. It is Sean's
I don't know
turn.
what any of that
I
means.
don't know what we're talking about, but sure.
I want to know.
Oh, can I just throw my? I think Prince was probably the best, but I adamantly disagree with his guitar sound throughout that whole show. I think the mix was terrible, and I don't like the tone.
His gain might have been turned up to 1,000, but
and it wasn't mixed well either. But I mean, like, Yeah, I don't know. I just miss the spectacle. Like, you may not like Katy Perry's music, but the spectacle of that halftime show was amazing.
Right.
I think Lady Gaga crushed it. Bruno Mars crushed it.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars, well done with that. Yes.
And I thought we agreed on music more than this. I don't know what's happening right now.
No, I'm saying you may not like Katy Perry's music. I'm saying the performance and the spectacle of it was amazing. Like, that show was incredible.
William Hall, just FYI, if she's pissed, it's like living with Fran Drescher. The accent comes out.
I feel like that's a thing you should not have said, Brian.
Yeah, I think Fran Drescher's about to show up.
Might want to reel that back in.
I'm about to get cut, I think.
You're not going to get cut. You're going to get talked to.
Okay. You're going to get talked to.
A start talking to, Brian. You're going to get start talking to.
Yeah, we are the Whiskey Five tonight, Dave.
That's because you're late, Dave.
Myron and Bobby could.
I'm a sub. I'm the official Whiskey 6 sub.
Todd, you are doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy.
Todd, I am enjoying you.
Oh, thank you. Andy's never told me that. You know, I've been with him for 7 years, and he's never said that to me. So thank you.
He's probably never called you the bald-headed stallion either. So
no, he's called me a lot of other things, though, Ben. I can tell you that right now. A lot of other things.
We have been a witness to too many of those things.
It's true. It's true.
You guys, I can't wait to tell mine. When is it my turn?
All right.
Yeah, right.
Sean, you're up, buddy.
Okay. Well, first of it seems like my list is going to be wildly unpopular.
You're going to hate mine, Sean.
I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names, but Rare Barrel, remind me of your names again.
Steve
and Denise.
Okay, thank you. My apologies. So I think Denise she's the only one that has any of the people that are on my list. So I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You didn't have Prince on your list?
So Todd does as well. Okay, so I will go. I did 2 honorable mentions and then my top 3. We'll get the worst out of the way first, though, and that's easily Maroon 5.
I don't
know. You're getting the Brooklyn accent coming at you, Sean.
You know,
I don't agree with that.
If that band was on a ship in the middle of the ocean, it sank tomorrow, I would throw a celebration. I would do a live stream.
I like Maroon 5. I like Maroon 5.
I've seen them live. They were actually really good.
That's some funny music right there.
High five, girlfriend.
I like them too.
Well, very clearly we can see what part of the audience likes this band.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
All the ladies.
I do. I like them too.
Right.
Exactly.
That went right over my bald head. Right over my bald head.
I was making a joke, Todd. Anyway, moving along. So easily the worst. Easily the worst.
I'm sorry.
Well, you know, it's between that and all the Disney ones. Just pick any of the Disney ones. That would be in pretty firm.
What Disney ones are there? Are there Disney ones?
There's 3 of them. One was Indiana Jones theme, which is wild.
I don't remember
these were kind of before the music era, though. Like the
I don't
Super
remember
Bowl
that at all.
halftime show used to be a very different thing than it is
I don't
now.
remember that at all.
Great shot. Reason to be sight unseen, Sean.
Yeah, put up Tom Shanley. Maroon 5.
I agree, Tom, I agree with you. I mean, Third Eye Blind was. You think Third Eye Blind was better than that, Sean?
Okay, Todd. Honestly, I went through all of them because it's me. I like making lists.
All right, continue, Sean. Sorry.
And easily, so I think there was 35 actual shows, something like that.
Right.
Like 25 of them are just awful. They're just almost unwatchable. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it. Okay, good.
So there's only 10 that I would even consider as real music. So now to the things that don't suck. As honorables, I had Rihanna just because I love her. I mean, she is a beautiful woman. And she did it pregnant also. Yeah, I mean, kudos to that.
Yep.
She was on my list too.
Next up, Kendrick is my 4th place. He's an honorable. And I'm talking about this year's. And I get
the fuck out of here. What?
Here's the thing.
As our resident hip hop guy,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
I'm shocked by that.
I know. Here's what's wild to me is all the news was how terrible Kendrick's hip hop show was, but the people that were speaking on this was what a shocker. People that don't like hip hop still don't like hip hop. Oh my God!
Good point. Good point.
I am amazed by this. What?
Good point.
that you're saying that this show didn't win you over? Anyway,
that's a good point, Sean. I can't argue with that, Sean. I can't argue with that.
So I mean, if you're not into the culture and you don't understand what's going on, then I can see how like it's somewhat alienated and you don't understand like the theme and what's going on and the significance and all the things that kind of Ben already said. So I get all that.
Sean, unsubscribe.
That's fine. I don't. I love you. I've caught on, Steven, but I really don't give a shit about this thing.
What's up, Bad Axe? Brother, I'm here for you, man.
But anyway,
Bobby.
all that said, I think there were some very important things said during the Kendrick show, but we won't get into all that right now.
I agree, Sean.
Next up, though, and again, Ben hated this, I guess, but Beyonce, I got to say, that show is just as good on mute. But anyway, moving along.
And you're ripping on me because I said the production value of Katy Perry was awesome.
I'm not a fan of Katy Perry, like just in any regard. So also the twitchy closing eye thing is maybe should be looked into.
I want you to
that's weird. For sure, we should do a whole episode on that shit.
Yeah.
Wait, Sean, I want you to remember that the year that Beyonce performed was the year that there was the electrical, like the lights went out for a couple of minutes on that.
Yeah.
We were in darkness for that for a long time, and she came back and busted it out. So
she did.
Hasn't she been on like 3 times?
Yeah, but her own show. I'm not talking about where she's been guest. I'm talking about when she was the headliner.
Okay.
I mean, just it was. It's a good watch. I
think in every facet, Beyonce is the most overrated human being on planet Earth.
Even in her whiskey.
I do want to point out.
I don't disagree with Ben spitting a lot of fire right here, and I'm all for it.
I also want to point out that Kelly Rowland, another personal favorite of mine, was also on stage. Anyway, moving along. Next up, my second place is the one that Denise, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. I'm getting
well
there.
done, Sean. Well done, Sean.
Yeah, I know. I'm remembering.
It's only been an hour and 17 minutes.
Good job, me. I'm killing it. The Dre, Snoop, M50, MJ Blige, Kendrick show, second place, and then number one, I think almost by a landslide, Prince. I mean, my God. I mean, how can you even compete? I mean, one of the greatest performers of our generation or any generation.
It is such a tragedy that he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, playing Purple Rain in the rain.
In the rain.
Just I mean, it's how can it not be number one? It's
there you go.
I agree. Is it my turn?
It is.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Let's go. I can't wait.
All right. So first of all, I want to say y'all can fight me on this. Whitney Houston gave the best rendition of the national anthem of all time.
No fight
I
here.
don't care what you say.
Nope.
Good with that.
Hell yes.
100%.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I even have years. 2017, my number one was Lady Gaga.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
She has
Lady Gaga killed it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Great show.
That lady
Very
sang
good.
live. She's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, she sang live. That's a good point there too. That's a very good point there.
Thank you. Todd, you and I have become best friends this episode. I just
Where's
want
the
you
thing?
to know.
What? Where is it? I have that somewhere. Damn it.
I don't know what Shauna's crawfishing even means. It feels.
I'm waiting patiently.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Also, I want you to remember that year that she did the halftime performance, she also friggin' bungee jumped down at the start of the show. I think
It's
for
true.
the national anthem.
It's true.
She's
from
amazing.
the top of the Superdome. Yeah.
Yes.
It was after the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, whatever. Yes. She I just love her.
Whatever.
I just love her. Okay, number 2 for me is 2014, Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Can't argue with that.
Great show.
Great.
I love Bruno Mars. And then I also gave number 3 in 2019, Maroon 5. I have seen them.
Sean just threw up.
I know. I'm sorry.
We've already litigated this.
Yes.
Thankfully, I have a lot of whiskey, so I can forget this.
Listen, you guys at least agree with me on Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, and agree that.
I agree with you on 3. Fantastic
Thank
show.
you. Who said that? Was it Todd?
Best friend.
Todd, I love you. We're best friends now.
I mean, just my personal take, I think Adam Levine is a gross human being, but that's just me.
He might be. He may very well be, but he writes really catchy songs.
He writes sweaty sex songs.
I want to point out that catchy is not a synonym for good, but
just saying you want to move like Jagger. You want to move like Jagger there, Sean.
That banana.
That is a shit song by any measure.
Listen, I have seen Bruno Mars.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with
that. The guy can really sing. He can perform. They equate
Bruno Mars is fantastic. No. They should bring him back.
Don't say it. Did you get it out?
All right, sorry.
I'm gonna also cheers, Bobby.
I know, Bobby. Hey, Bobby, I gotta text you. Just remind. I'll text you tomorrow. I have a question for you.
I have a best, but not a worst.
I don't have a worst.
I feel like the worst ones, like I just forgot about. So I can't even remember.
It's Maroon 5.
If it was, I will. That dude sings like a Muppet. So I'm gonna say yes. It's Maroon 5. My best is one nobody said. I am going with U2.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what year was that? That almost made my list, Brian.
I forgot about U2.
Obviously, it's 2011 or 2001.
Yeah,
sorry. It was
2001.
Where the streets have no name. Like it was amazing.
I agree.
I forgot about that. That's a good one.
Year also, we saw that tour, that Elevation tour twice in a weekend.
Yep.
In like May and June.
Ryan, well done.
June 2nd.
I forgot about you too.
Buffalo and then drove to Albany and saw him. And like it was just so then like it was just really cool. And Andy
saw the U2 at the Sphere in Vegas and said it was pretty amazing, an amazing experience.
The Sphere is amazing.
It did look incredible.
You gotta go.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what a moment when Bono opened his jacket with the American flag right after 9/11, and I think our family, like many families, have had people that we knew that died in the towers, and it was a moment for sure. Yeah,
Agree.
It was just all that, like just having seen them a couple times, and then all that stuff that happened, and then
that's awesome.
Like seeing them on the Super Bowl, and just being a U2 fan all my life. Like it was one of those bands that I mean, I'm the baby of my family. My sisters are a few years older, and they were always huge U2 fans. So I grew up listening to U2.
Yeah.
And just became a U2 fan, and it was just that was probably of all the bands that have been on the halftime show, that is the closest to a favorite band of mine. Like all the other like poppy ones I haven't really enjoyed, but that is like one of the bands. It's like one of my top bands. So.
Forgive me for this expression, but like when you see U2 perform live, you really realize that you are in the presence of a rock star.
Yeah, that dude.
And I know that's cliche, but like Bono is a fucking rock star, and he owns a stage when he gets out there, and it's an incredible performance. So I will have to give Brian credit for that.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you were.
Well, and One by U2 is just one of the greatest songs ever written. I mean, it's
absolutely,
really,
absolutely.
Yep.
Sean, have you ever heard?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
There's a version. It's a shitty recording, acoustic version of Chris Cornell singing One. He's doing the U2 One, but he's doing the Metallica One lyrics over to the melody and the chord progression of U2's One.
No,
I have not
have
seen
you heard
that.
this?
I've seen him cover One by U2. I've not seen that. When you no.
You can find it on YouTube, and he told the story about it. Just I don't mean to derail it because I know we got to get going here pretty quick. But yeah, he said he was looking up the lyrics to One by U2 to learn the song, and he kept just coming up with the Metallica lyrics, and so he sang Metallica's lyrics to the melody and the guitar chord progression of U2's One, and it is heartbreaking to like when it gets to the end of it.
I would imagine.
I mean, just listening to him sing those lyrics, and it's like this slow acoustic, like it's a good one.
If anybody could do that, it would be Chris Cornell.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. So check that out tonight. Anyway,
what a master of the craft. Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
I think that was my favorite Whiskey 6 conversation of all time.
Yeah,
yes.
That's awesome. Okay. And I was a part of that.
I gotta say, I think what's coming up next is going to be my favorite of all time.
What's next?
Do we want to get into it now, or
we're going to table?
We still have that and rapid fire, and it's already 9:30, so I don't know if our guests have to get going or.
The thing is, by next show it'll be dead, but that's fine.
No,
We're fine. We're
Oh.
fine if you guys want. If you guys are good, we're good.
Can we do it? Can we do it quickly? Can we do it
All right,
quickly?
let's
Can
do
we
it, let's
make
do
it?
it.
Can we make it like?
Well, Sean, no. The question is, can you do it quickly?
I will try and make my comments succinct. So
Okay, so our second topic is about excuse me, Representative Anna Paulina Luna of Florida has been appointed to this. Did you guys hear the name of this organization? It's the Task Force on the
Who did you say?
Declassification of Federal Secrets.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this.
Okay.
So they
Who is
are among
Anna,
other things.
Bob, who are you talking about?
okay, so let me set the stage for you, Todd.
Anna who? Anna who?
This is a task force.
Paulina Luna, the
I have no
representative
idea who
of
that
Florida.
is.
A
It's
task
who?
force.
No.
No,
A
complaint.
task force
Okay.
has been
Let me
set up
show you.
to investigate JFK murder, RFK murder, MLK murder.
What is their task force? They already know who does it. Who did that? They're just not telling you.
Do
We
they?
don't know.
Do we know? Do we know?
No, we don't know, but they know. You know what I'm
They
saying?
know.
Who they is?
So here's the thing.
Why is there a task force? That's a
Because
ridiculous.
so not to get a political, folks. So anybody in chat, anybody on panel, we're not trying to. This is not a political thing. I don't care about who's doing it. But all the documents related to these various cases are being released due to what's the thing? Not presidential pardon. Oh, I cannot think of the thing.
Executive order.
I don't know
Trump
where we're going.
Executive order.
executive. Yeah, he signs them every day. Anyway, so, and
He's
I don't. I don't care.
Get executive order. You get executive order.
Yeah, I don't care about politics. I'm just very excited about this. So JFK, RFK,
Sounds like you do.
MLK murders, all those, all the COVID stuff, the Epstein list, 9/11. I feel like there's more. There's so many things.
So what's going to happen?
So all of the documentation, like official documentation from FBI, CIA, all that stuff.
What is that?
That is Representative Anna Paulina Luna.
What?
This is a movement. This is a movement I can get behind.
Wait,
Anyway,
what's going on? Here?
I don't.
What just happened?
I got to say, Brian, I was not expecting that.
What's
That's
Yeah.
going on here?
That's
All right.
Okay.
All
Exit
right,
out.
well.
Hurry up.
wow. That
Okay.
was. I lost my train of thought. I was saying
I
things.
don't know
Now I don't have anything.
what's going on here?
Executive orders. Remember.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Thank you for getting us back on track. I was not. That was not.
What happened?
Yeah. Brian just completely
All right.
derailed the
She
thing.
does that to me all the time.
Wasn't this segment supposed to be what are we going to learn about the Kennedy assassination?
I actually
That's what
have
I thought
that
this
Now
was.
there's a
She's
chick in a
in
swimsuit.
charge. She's like the chairperson of this committee.
Well,
That's-
she has. Well,
she's,
okay.
She's in charge.
She has
All right.
amazing
Pat,
ass.
don't say anything
Right.
that'll make me dislike you.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what's going on.
I don't. I was not expecting the thing that Brian did. That was extra credit. That was not part of the show. I don't know where that came from.
I've just
Okay,
become
keep
political.
going.
No,
But
I
anyway,
hate politics.
so Brian, now I'll let you kind of pose the question to the crew. What is
Okay.
the official question?
So they are basically working on now. Trump has signed an executive order to demand kind of all these files be released. And she is heading the committee that's kind of working with the different agencies that have
that
possession
woman
of these
is.
files to declassify them and release, yes,
Yeah, the
and
bathing
release
suit
them
lady.
to the public. So
Awesome.
the question is,
The bathing suit lady.
I mean, and there is Todd, or I'm sorry,
Wait.
Sean kind of covered some of it because it's not just
Waste of
JFK,
time, Brian
RFK,
says.
MLK.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a
They're
waste
gonna
of time.
talk- They want to declassify UFO stuff, underwater craft
Yeah,
stuff,
UFO,
COVID
yeah.
stuff, like all kinds of things.
Mhm.
So, like, if we are talking about JFK particularly, and maybe we can use this to get into more depth on other topics on another episode. But speaking primarily of JFK, like, let's speculate. What do you think's going to come out of this? Like, what do you think is the government secrets that we're going to find out about JFK? Who wants to start? Sean, do you want to go first?
I
I'll
believe
go
he's the person.
I'll go last.
I'll
Okay.
go first. I'll go
So
first.
then go ahead, Rare Barrel. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't have like a speculation of exactly what we're gonna find out, other than the fact that we supposedly like had 99% of the information, and now all of a sudden there's thousands and thousands of records that they're saying they just found, you know, that were hidden or missing, or so, I mean, it's just kind of like there's something there, right? I mean, I haven't done like a ton of deep diving into this whole topic, but like just from over the years of what we've seen in the documentaries and what we've heard, it's like there's multiple injuries. I mean, we're talking, I don't remember what it was, like 7 injuries or something, but there's this like one bullet theory or the magic bullet. I don't know. There's more to the story. Like there is a conspiracy there is what I think they're going to find, which is clearly why they've been hiding it for years and years and years and years.
Right. Okay. All right. Steve, anything to add?
It all sounds great. I'm just along for the ride.
Do you agree?
I think
Steve wants to get more whiskey, and I agree with him.
Todd, anything?
I don't believe anything the government says, whether they're left or right, and so I don't believe
Right.
anything. So it doesn't matter what comes out. I don't believe anything. So whatever.
Amen
So-
to that right there.
That's me.
That was it. 100%.
Okay.
They're all
Yeah.
liars.
Yeah.
So spirit animals.
Todd and I are clearly spirit animals.
Okay.
Again.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep,
Yes!
Sorry, I had to
Nope.
jump.
All right,
Sorry.
Ben. What do you say?
To be honest, I'm not that excited about all this information coming out because we already have all the information. This was clearly the work of a lone gunman who acted all by himself with no influence from the CIA, the FBI, Cuba, or Russia. I mean, it's all right there out in the open. I don't know why we're rehashing this again.
Ben is so good at satire.
All right, Sean. The stage is yours, sir.
All right, everybody, sit back and relax. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here a while.
Or a drink, everybody.
As I said, I would only speak on the JFK thing because I could talk about 9/11 and other things for a long time. But I think Todd's point is probably the most important point. That's why I said what I said. This is not political. Like this has nothing to do with political parties.
Right.
It's just, is your government corrupt or is it not?
Yes.
And so I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So like just on the JFK thing itself, what does it mean if this conspiracy that the CIA potentially killed JFK and then seated in a new president? What does that actually mean for America? Well, what it means is that you didn't actually elect your president, and that's pretty meaningful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So if democracy is not actually working in that situation, then you have to question, well, where has it been working?
Right.
So are we actually electing our presidents, or are they being seated by other powers? And that really matters if you're a person that cares about voting or this country or really anything. Because if it's just other entities that may be in places of power like the CIA or FBI or other things that we may not even be aware of that are actually seating in these people that we think are our presidents or other powerful positions, then that kind of matters the way you view your country. So I don't think it's as simple as whether or not this is a tinfoil hat conspiracy. It actually completely changes, I hope, the way that Americans view their government. So, yeah.
Okay. Sean, I was a little concerned with where you were going to go tonight, but you know what? I 100% agree with and love everything that you just said. You are 100% correct, sir. If the government was behind this, then they didn't vote for the person that they put into office, and that takes away everybody's choice.
Yep.
And that's a huge problem with what our country is supposed to stand for.
I can't imagine anybody taking the choice of who to vote for president
Stop
out of the
it.
voters' hands. That's so.
Stop it.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
How would
isn't
that
it?
ever happen? I don't think that would happen.
I don't think that would
Well,
ever
I mean,
happen.
and again, like just very briefly on the 9/11 thing.
Stop it.
If the conspiracies are true, then it means that your government killed nearly 5,000 people to start a war to get oil.
I can't get behind that one.
That is incredibly significant.
My heart does not want to. I can't even fathom that.
What I'm saying is people blow this off like it doesn't matter. It matters maybe the most.
I'm not blowing it off. I just hope that is really.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying there's been comments in chat and other places that want to just blow this off like it doesn't matter.
And I just want to ask really fast: did any of you read 11/22/63 by Stephen King?
No,
I have not.
I did.
I was gonna listen to the audio book of that. That's a really long one.
That's what
It's
she
very,
said.
very long. It took a long time to get through, but it was compelling and it was very, very interesting. That's all.
Trey,
I'm
yeah.
going.
They did make a mini
with
series
Trey.
of it that I wanted to watch.
Yes.
I'm a drink, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
What's everyone drinking? Can we have a bit of levity here, real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
What's everyone drinking?
I apologize for making it dark, but you know.
Bro, this is
No,
OBS
that's-
single barrels.
no.
Here we go. This is what I'm drinking. I love these single
Hold
barrels.
on. I'm gonna
Larceny
scroll
barrel
everybody and we
proof.
can show us what they're
Yes.
drinking.
Which
1
one,
second,
Denise? Which one?
This is a store pick by 1010 Washington. Ooh, 4 roses.
Oh, store pick. Yeah, there you go.
You got the OBSF. Okay.
Oh God, it's so delicious. Go ahead.
I'm
get 'em all.
gonna exit you. What are you guys drinking right now?
Oh,
I've got the Larceny Barrel Proof,
What
which
is-
is a
store pick. That's-
114.8, and it is fantastic.
You're actually drinking this right now.
Okay.
Oh,
whatever.
William Heavenhill. What a fancy
Oh.
name.
William Heavenhill 13.
We got that.
Wow.
in
Damn.
I waited in the
wow.
rain for that.
He did.
It's-
Right
And
on.
was it
right
worth? Was
on.
it worth it? Was it worth it?
It's very, very good.
There you go. There you go. Well
You
done.
know,
Ben,
Steve
are
and
you-
Denise, I can be to your house in a half hour.
Come on
Nice,
over.
nice, Tom.
I'm just saying, keep that bottle on the bar.
Nice.
Ben, anything
William,
special? Or are you still drinking a
Hill,
beer?
we're good.
Nice Corvette.
No, I've been just going through random like little small kind of sampler pours, like little
William.
tiny half ouncers. Right now, I'm currently sipping on the 1792 Sweet Wheat.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And
Sean is
Which is
down
pretty
in
good,
Elijah
actually.
Craig.
I don't even want to show mine off because, like, yeah.
Which one is
I
it?
mean, Steve just out, like, the biggest of dicks has just hit the table.
Just threw it right on the table.
That's what she said.
This is like the baby brother of what he just put up there. Yeah,
All right.
I mean, both Heaven Hill, but this is
His
not the
testicle
same.
sack is now so large he has to wear a huge hoodie upside down
Hold on,
instead of
hold on.
trousers.
But nonetheless, this is the C923. But yeah,
Oh, that's hold on. That's a fantastic. That's fantastic. I mean, it's
Very
good.
good.
That's a good one.
That's
good.
really
It's
good.
not- It's not bad, but it's good.
I've never had what Steve has, but that's really good.
Yeah.
We are doing
Angels-
Angels MB, New York
Ooh.
private selection, single barrel.
Ah,
Love it.
very
Love it.
nice.
It's delicious.
It's not bad.
No,
I
it's good.
not bad.
am not an Angels MB fan, but this is
Yeah, I'm
one
not
of
either.
the first ones I've really enjoyed. So
Oh, all right, cool.
hold on. Okay. So
All right,
I
sorry.
am not going to expound anymore on what Sean said, other than to say if that conspiracy is correct, what other ones are correct? Because I have always been one to like brush off conspiracy theorists, and now it's like, well, shit.
Maybe they're
If
right.
This is one that comes true. What the hell about all the other ones?
I know,
you know?
it's scary to think
It's
about.
a scary thought.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, folks, just for context, we know for a fact that the CIA had something to do with bringing cocaine into this country, which started the crack epidemic.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
on the record. That's not even like a conspiracy. So again, it's like we need to understand what our government really is. Like,
Yep.
so we need to stop.
Power and money.
Yep.
Power
Yeah.
and money. I mean,
100%. All right.
Okay.
Life ain't nothing but bitches and money.
That's funny.
That's the short.
Da-da-da-da.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get this out of here. All right.
Time for rapid fire.
So let's go rapid
Oh,
fire.
shit.
Let's start
This
with
question
Sean.
better be good,
Oh,
Todd.
Shit. Oh
So,
God.
Todd,
Just
come on.
one question.
It is
Jesus,
just a one
I-
quick answer question that we can.
We're
throw on the
relying
board
on
and
you
answer.
right now to bring it
You can
back.
do it, Todd. I know you can.
All right. So
We'll
I've got
go
two
Sean.
questions.
Yes.
You got this.
Do you want whiskey or do you want back to music? What do you want?
Anything.
Anything
You want.
Music.
Music. All right. So we were just talking about the Super Bowl. We were talking about all the ones we hated or all the ones that we loved.
Yeah.
You are now Roger Goodell. You are booking next year's Super Bowl halftime party.
Ooh.
Who is your halftime performer? Go.
All right.
You have
let's
carte
start.
blanche. You can pick it.
All
It's
right.
it. This is your choice.
Rare barrel. Go.
Oh, I got mine.
We're. I already. Mine came to mind, but it probably wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise. Or would,
Yeah,
many
doesn't matter.
people wouldn't
Two
love it.
answers.
I was gonna say Dead and Co.
Dead.
Dead and Co. Like Dead and Grateful Dead. We kind of hippies at heart, and we love them, and we saw them at the Sphere, and they were freaking phenomenal, and we love them. So,
do you know who Brian Tracy is?
No, maybe.
Okay, so he basically founded Sagamore. He used to run Sagamore, and he's a great guy, and he's a huge deadhead. So
we just love them, and you guys, the Sphere. If you haven't done it, you just have to do it. Like for us,
aren't they still there?
They're coming back this spring. So
they're coming in March, by the way.
Again.
Yes, that's what I thought. All right, good call.
Okay. And you don't have to like eat mushrooms or smoke weed to go. Like you can,
just be there and get a high from just being there. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a great question,
Ben.
Thank you.
I will agree. The Sphere is an amazing place. I have not been there for a concert, but I've been there a couple times for the Sphere experience, the movie thing that they made for it. So the concerts look amazing. I'm waiting for Metallica at the Sphere, and for the halftime show, 100% Metallica, and give them 2 hours.
2 hours. You're the game.
2 hours.
2 hours.
100%.
Sean,
is this a dead or alive question, or it has to be a live artist?
It's got live next year.
Well, that completely changed.
I'm assuming. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm curious now, Sean. Who was it going to be? That they're dead.
So if it was dead or alive, the sequence would be opening Queen, doing "We Will Rock You" and "We Are the Champions."
You win. That's it. Yeah, you win.
Yeah.
Followed by probably some Hendrix doing like an interlude into the national anthem, of course, famously done at Woodstock. I like that. I would probably have Metallica do a mix of One and Master of Puppets and Blackened, and then if I could, you have 12 minutes. You have 12 minutes, John. You have 12 minutes, Sean. Close that show. You have 12 minutes. I think I still think the best answer, which was my answer again, is Prince doing Purple Rain in the Rain. It's like one of my favorite performances of all time. It's fucking amazing.
But who do you pick for next year if it's in your hands?
Come on,
who
Sean.
do you pick?
Metallica then. No, he doesn't want Metallica.
Here's the thing. I love those boys. I think anybody that knows me knows that.
Now, but not now.
But I don't love them now.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. That's why I put it out.
Like
Sean,
all
fire.
All my favorite artists are dead. I don't want to answer it.
Or Sean wants Kendrick Lamar again.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I would, but I want to do his hits.
Maroon 5. They're
What about
still
Screw
around.
Exactly. Let's go with that, Denise. Yeah, Maroon 5 for sure.
Oh God. All
okay,
right.
I'm entering
Sean picks Drake.
The official record as Drake. Brianne, go.
Yeah.
I have either Pink or Billy Joel.
Oh, Pink is a good one. Pink.
Yeah.
Billy
Pink,
Joel.
Pink would be a good one.
Pink would be a good one.
Billy Joel would be a good one too. Yeah.
My answer is write the check, get him out of retirement, ABBA.
Oh,
ABBA.
but they would come as a hologram.
I don't know what to do with that answer, Brian.
My answer is AC/DC before they're all dead. AC/DC.
Oh, that would be a good one too.
That would be
All right, that'd be a fun one.
All right.
Question. Way to go, Todd.
You know what? Actually, I will give a real answer because it would shock America. I would love to see Slaughter to Prevail play the Super Bowl because it would.
I don't know who that is.
Knock your fucking face off.
Who is
And
that?
freaking America all at once just clutched their pearls,
What
Sean.
did he just say?
All of
Slaughter or
America.
something. What?
Water?
Slaughter to Prevail.
Water?
I want them to open with Viking with the lights down.
I don't know what that is.
I want you to try
It's
this
fine. You
guy.
don't have to, Todd.
Say
I wish I
water.
did. I just don't know who they are. I don't know. Fortunately, I knew who Abbott is, and I can't believe Brian said that, but that's okay.
Queens of the Stone Age. We got Billy Joel. Yeah,
Oh.
Pink already declined.
Oh.
How do you
ABBA,
decline
and
that?
I'm unsubscribing now. All right, great shot. Whatever, man.
Fair. I think
Wait, what did ABBA
this.
sing? Did they sing Dancing Queen? Is that what ABBA is?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on.
What else did they sing?
SOS, Knowing Me, Knowing You.
Knowing me, knowing
Take a chance
you.
on me.
If
Oh, I
you
know that
change
one.
your
All right.
mind.
Oh, you know what? That wouldn't be that bad, actually. I take that all back. I didn't realize I knew ABBA. All right.
You know what I'm happy
You guys
about?
have-
I'm glad
Try
that
this
I'm
one.
not sober enough to remember any of this information.
Everybody try this.
I
one.
wouldn't mind
Everybody
seeing
say-
Brandy Carlisle.
Oh,
you
she
go.
was great. She opened for Pink. I saw Pink
I don't know
last
who that
year
is.
in
Shit. Who's
Pittsburgh,
Brandy Carlisle?
and Brandy Carlisle opened for her, and she was Chef's kiss.
Mamma Mia
Beautiful.
soundtrack. Ramstein.
Yeah, Brandy Carlisle is just incredible.
Godsmack.
Yeah.
I think Sean would have a heart attack if Godsmack was.
Yeah, that would make me sad.
That would make him sad. I'm pretty
There
sure.
we go. Ramstein? Anyone? Ramstein?
Du hast. That's
Not
all I know.
necessarily
Hey, there you go.
odd dandy pick, but it did
But
come
it's
from
good
Baltimore.
stuff. That's great stuff right there. Have you got
Sean,
your bottle yet?
do you, sir, have a rapid fire question?
I do.
All
There's
right,
more.
here.
Oh, all right. Let's go.
I'm scared.
I know. This will be.
Yeah, this is up to your own personal answers. What
Uh-oh.
people that I'm about to name did the CIA kill?
Oh,
MLK, JFK, RFK.
All the above.
You pick.
Oh, how about all the above? All the above?
I got it. I'm good.
Go ahead.
JFK.
JFK. I'm going to say
No, it's
JFK.
your own personal
and-
answer, whichever you.
I'm going to say JFK and Martin Luther King.
I agree with that.
All
Ben?
three. Oh,
The CIA
I
is
don't-
an entrusted institution in America, and I don't believe they would take part in
that's
any
true. We're live. I agree with Ben just
nefarious
said here.
activities,
I agree with what Ben just said here. I agree 100%.
in any way, shape, or form.
I am also not
To
suicidal.
be honest, I'm a little offended that you even asked the question, Sean.
That's true. Sean,
Fair. You know what?
that's true.
I believe Ben is just trying really hard to say.
I need the best friend thing
Right.
for me and Ben.
I agree with that. I
Wow.
agree. Actually, I take mine
Ben.
back, and I agree with what Ben just said.
Ben is,
Oh my
ben
God.
is really,
You
really
went-
trying to avoid that FBI list.
Just about
Yes.
all.
I agree with everything Ben. In fact, I'm not going to talk anymore and let Ben speak for me.
It's fair.
I think that
Fair.
Our
works.
Lord and Savior.
In
Ben.
fairness, I was just asking a hypothetical question. These are
Right.
just jokes. No one is accusing anybody of anything,
That's right.
except for the
Barrel, do
CIA.
you want
We're
to
definitely
read into
accusing
these
the CIA.
waters, or are you going to exercise your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent?
Yes.
Okay, we got it. Perfect.
Yep.
And on
Good
that
job.
note,
On that
it's
note,
time to wrap it up.
All right. So
Well, that was
let's
fun.
go
That was
around the
fun.
horn and talk about what people have coming up. We're going to start with our guests,
Rare Barrel.
Steve and Denise. Guys, what do you guys got coming up on the channel?
Oh man, so many things. But one big thing, our first ever barrel pick is getting ready to drop here in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. What is it?
Excited about that.
Super
Is it
excited.
announced yet?
What is it?
It's I don't know.
Wilderness Trail.
Yep.
Oh,
Wilderness Trail.
awesome.
Nice.
Well, congratulations. That's good
Congratulations.
stuff, man.
Yes.
Right
Yeah.
on.
That's a local right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when's that coming out?
Should be
Where's-
here before the end of the month.
Yep.
How does everybody get that? How do we get that?
Sadly, it's only in Minnesota this time.
Dang it.
So it's here at 7 Ace Liquor here in Bloomington.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So, which one did you guys pick? What mash did you guys go with? I'm curious.
This is the high rye.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's super good. It's super complex. It just every time we were sipping it, we were like, "Yep, this is the one." It kept changing. It was really unique. It was awesome. And they're a really cool distillery too, and just some of the things that they're doing a little bit differently. And they're standing pretty true and tried to their process, and it's kind of having those younger barreled bourbons. So yeah, it'll be good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, luckily we know a guy in Minnesota who might be able to arrange a hand delivery there, Ben.
There you go. And if
You guys, I'm going to be canoeing the Boundary Waters next year.
Whoa!
Okay.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, we're coming out there.
We're coming
Ben.
out there, so we could plan a meetup. I'm doing
We
it for
should
my
meet
best
up.
friend's
That would be
50th birthday.
awesome.
This is a big deal.
Yeah,
we'll
let's-
discuss backstage, but yeah, we'll do a meetup for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be great.
William Hall makes a good point. Could one of our mods please drop the link to Rare Barrel's channel, please?
Oh sure.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
That would be
Please.
great.
Okay.
Sorry.
Horrible
guys.
guess. Horrible guess we are, aren't we?
All right. Todd,
What do you got
Yes.
coming up?
what's happening on Tuesday night, brother?
Tuesday night, we've got Mike Fruge from JT Mellick on. So that'll be fun. We have 2 barrel picks. Next week, we have a single barrel from Glens Creek OCD number 5 coming out. It'll be next Friday. So you guys look for that. And then
Will Hall.
a Pursuit United double oaked bourbon will be coming in March. And then we've got a couple other things we're going to announce soon. So a lot of fun stuff at 21090. So come hang out Tuesday
All
nights.
right, right on. Okay, and let's go to. I'm trying to do two things at once because I don't have a producer anymore.
Sorry.
You got this.
Bren, what's going on
Bren.
the bourbon note?
He called you Bren.
Okay.
Bren. All right, I will take that.
Name?
The stallion.
Close enough.
Bren, the red-headed stallion. I love
Yes.
it. No, so Steve and Denise, real quick. I actually went to 7/8 Liquor like 2 weeks ago looking for your store pick because you had told me about it when you guys were on my channel, and I thought it was out already. So I went down there. I was like, "Do you guys have the?" And I was after your video came out when you guys filmed the barrel pick in the basement. But it wasn't available yet, so I will be going down there to snag a bottle of that as soon as it's available. So, but as far as on my channel, I've got the Woodford Double Oak, courtesy of non-bike riding Dave Vogelsang, came out today, and then I've just got some reviews coming up. I'm gonna do. I just snagged a bottle of the MMLE that's got all the hype about it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I don't know what to expect with this, but I think I'm going to buy another Russell's to do a comparison.
It's good. It's very good.
It is okay. I keep hearing good things, but based on my comparison of this one to 101, I don't know if anybody's going to. I should maybe lay off the comparison videos for a while because they seem to be pissing people off.
By the way,
so I'll do a review of this with the regular Russells, and then I think I'm going to do a 10-year flight at some point. But coming up, I just got this in the mail. This is Storytime Distilleries. New thing. Have you guys heard about this thing yet?
No.
Is that the buff turkey one?
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the Buffalo Turkey barrels. Do you guys know about the Buffalo Turkey barrels?
Yeah.
Do tell.
It's complicated.
It's
I
complicated.
did sample this earlier, and it is amazing.
Sure, it's
At
great.
the end of the day, so basically what it is a long time ago, Wild Turkey, I think they asked Buffalo Trace to contract distill some barrels for them. And so basically, the guy from Wild Turkey said it's not Wild Turkey whiskey.
It's not Wild
It's
Turkey.
Buffalo Trace whiskey using all of their yeast strain and their whatever, but they used Buffalo Trace's mash bill.
Yep.
So the same ratios that Buffalo Trace makes. So it's distilled using Buffalo Trace products, but using Wild Turkey's mash bill, and then it was aged at Wild Turkey, and it's a 15-year, 128 proof single barrel. It's incredible.
Probably amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
It is.
now,
And at the end of the day, like if nothing else, it's a 15-year Buffalo Trace single barrel at cask strength.
Yeah, that itself is all you need to say, right? I mean, that's the cool
Yeah,
thing.
and so I did do a sample of this before the show. It's freaking incredible. So I'll be filming a review of this
Yeah,
probably
I got
tomorrow
one
to get this
too.
out.
And there's Dave Vogelsang.
ASA
in the chat, by the way.
possible.
Dave Vogelsang is the best. He sends people samples
Bangers.
everywhere.
Dude,
Bangers
Dave
every
sent me
time.
a
So good.
banger sample pack. It was unbelievable. That's why
Unbelievable,
he
right?
sent me that. I got it 2 days ago. I filmed the review and edited it yesterday just so it could come out today.
Amazing.
Out of that sample pack that Dave sent. So anyway, that's what I've got coming up, and then just live streams and normal stuff. So
nice. All right. Sean, you got a live stream coming?
Yeah. Question though, is my connection bad or is it Wisconsin? I can't tell.
We can hear you this time.
Okay, all right, good. Because Ben was choppy, and well, I mean, because Ben and Rare Barrel were both choppy, so I was wondering.
it's Minnesota.
Definitely Minnesota. Sean.
I was wondering. Oh, I'm sorry.
Frozen. We're just frozen. That's all.
It's that cold up there.
Anyway, yeah. So
you
I
look
will be
beautiful there, Sean. You look crystal clear and beautiful.
Yeah, not choppy. Okay, I
great.
was wondering if it was my connection. Anyway, so yes, I will be filling in for another Ben. A Ben that he will be traveling tomorrow, so I'll be filling in. We'll be doing whiskey and music requests as I
Are we
tend
doing
to
rock
do.
this time or no?
What's up?
We can do rock or rap. What do
We
you
are.
think?
Well, I mean, it'll be requests, so it'll be whatever
all right.
your requests are. Yeah, so that'll be tomorrow night, starting at 8:30, and we'll just kind of roll until the request stops. So whenever that is, yeah. So it'll be fun tomorrow. So tomorrow night, 8:30, do whiskey and requests on a Friday night. So yeah, hopefully folks will, and it'll be on Whiskey Wars. That's why I changed my name for tonight. Not doing it on Mash and Metal just because most people are more familiar with the Whiskey Wars name. So
Love it.
Right on. And we at Bourbon School, just the usual, right? We got review coming up Monday. We got blind. We did a blind Four Roses.
Four
blind.
Roses blind, Brian and Lauren, and then Lauren and I did a review. I forget what
the Redwood Empire
Oh
101.
yeah. Yep. And then we have Patreon stuff.
Excuse me. Patreon, we got mystery boxes, and we might have a live stream coming up between now and the next time the Whiskey 6 happens, which will be in March.
Yes, it's just normal stuff here at Bourbon School.
Excuse me.
So Brian, if I could, I'll say some things. I can't say a lot of things. Like I'll say minimal things about potential things. So all I can say to our viewers is that we will definitely have a pick coming. Okay. I can't say where it's coming from.
What? Whoa, hey.
I cannot say when it will be, but there is definitely a pick coming. We're very excited about it. We've had talks with the master distiller. So I can confirm that a pick is coming. Absolutely.
Yes. Fantastic.
I didn't even know that.
I know.
Well, I'm part of this. Ben, you're part of this.
So me and Bobby we were. I mean, again, we can't give a lot of information yet, but absolutely, there is definitely a pick coming. I can confirm that absolutely. It's already in the works. We're working it out behind the scenes, and things will be rolling along here pretty shortly.
Tell me where to send the check.
That's right. And honestly,
right?
What's that?
You can ship to Minnesota.
Absolutely. We're gonna do our best to make sure that everyone that wants to get a bottle can get a bottle.
Beautiful.
Nice. I can't drop any more hints. But
come on, Sean. Come on, Sean.
I mean, Todd, you know, because I told you.
Todd knows who it is.
I know. It's awesome.
Don't say anything though, Todd.
All right. Yeah, I usually do.
Todd, come on.
I'm gonna do another pick. All right, we'll go off stream. You can tell everybody off stream.
but it's. I can't. I wish I could say more things. So I'm so excited. It's
you guys should be. That's awesome. So cool.
He does. Great Shot doesn't even know who it is. Shut up and take my money.
There you go.
He kind of knows.
All right. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please go subscribe to all of these channels: Whiskey Wars, Mash and Metal, Bourbon Note, 21090. Todd, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you having me.
You're like one of the gang. We're gonna have you on.
I'll be your fill-in. I'll be your reserve bench. If you need me, call me.
Awesome.
Last minute fill in. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Rare Barrel, Steve and Denice, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
Awesome.
We really loved having you. Go
you guys,
to Rare Barrel, guys.
Just subscribe to your channel, guys. Can't wait to watch more.
Brian, just before we close down, I don't want there to be any kind of confusion. CJP Bourbon and anyone else that may have been confused. This is not a Whiskey Wars pick. This is going to be a Whiskey 6 pick. I want that to be very clear.
I like that.
Yeah, so
for this channel. And that would behoove you guys to subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, let's grow this thing. Come on.
You have constant updates. And you know what's going on, so hit that subscribe button and spread the word so we can grow this channel and get that pick to as many people as we can. And just thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. It was a great night. And guys, we'll talk soon. We'll see you guys in March. We'll have 2 episodes in March. We'll have the date coming soon.
Cheers.
And cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, people.
Cheers.
Fantastic time.